Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Welcome back to your class with yours truly, your domestic violence counselor. We're back again, another treat for you all. And the topic is called domestic substitute. But before we move to the topic of the domestic substitute, I just want to welcome you all and tell you to check me out on YouTube, put a thumbs up, push subscribe, that would be nice. And just check me out. You don't have to actually push subscribe, but I would love if you did. You know, it would help my ratings and everything, and I would love that. So just go on to Domestic Violence with the Counselor, Mr. James Horton. You should see it on the page, right? And Domestic Violence with the Counselor, Mr. James Horton is the way it goes, all right? So this is called domestic substitute. It says, Merriam-Webster defines a substitute as a person or a thing that takes the place or function of another. Domestic substitutes are known as people or products that are substitutes for one another. They are known to share a particular relationship with a good, a product, or known person. The domestic substitutes are known as other choices. They are known as second, third, or even fourth choices when we seek to fill in for an absent or escaped relationship partner, or participant who no longer is actively functioning in our life. Ask yourself questions, you guys. You know, ask yourself questions. Number one says, domestic substitute. When you think about most of your problematic relationships you found yourself in, are you known to work hard to fix your problem, or do you use a domestic substitute tool to fix most of your problems? Do you use that? You know, sometimes, you know, people, not everybody, but there are a lot of us that, you know, we will work through something, we'll work through something. Some of us won't do much work at all. As soon as it looked like some work, we often run into the substitute, right? And then some of us, that's just what we do. We don't care if it's a problem or not a problem. We're going to get a substitute to fill in, right? We don't care if grandma and them, mom and them, baby's mom and them go out of town. We fit to get busy. Right, we're gonna find a substitute. We got numbers all inside our shoes and all inside the soles of the shoes, right? Waiting for the chance to call a substitute. You feel me? All right. Now, number two, domestic substitute. When you're describing you and your moral and unadulterated self, when it comes to committing yourself to a long-term relationship, are you the one who Are you the one committed type or the domestic substitute type? Are you the one committed type or the domestic substitute type? Right? Some people are a certain type. I mean, we got all types of people, all types of behaviors and stuff like that. But what type are you? Is the question. Number three, domestic substitute. Do you have a history of being replaced by substitutes that keep you locked in an institute that's preventing you from moving forward with you? Domestic substitute. Do you have a history of being replaced by substitutes that keep you locked in an institute that's preventing you from moving forward with you? Sometimes it's just something blocking us. We ain't feeling whole and complete. We're not feeling tight, and we're not feeling like we on, you know what I'm saying, on a square even. You know, you must be on the square. The square creates balance. The square is stability. You know what I mean? And if you're not on the square, man, you might be over here or over there with the substitute. Or you might find yourself being the substitute, right? Number four, domestic substitute. Do you feel or believe your substitute is your own domestic substitute? Do you feel or believe your substitute is your own superstitions that's stopping you or blocking you from fulfilling your own life mission? Domestic substitute, you feel or believe your substitute is your own superstitions. We have superstitions that's stopping you or blocking you fulfilling your own life mission, right? Substitute means that you're not really accepted as the whole somebody. You're not really accepted as the one and only somebody. You are just called upon when needed or when wanted, right? You're not called on a regular basis. You are a substitute. You're not the real person that's supposed to be in position, right? You just, you might be an Uber or, one of those kind of things, right? But after the Uber leaves, there's another one coming, So, number 5, domestic substitute. When it comes to making choices and decisions, is your substitute a bad decision, or is your substitute a choice for a new position and a new beginning, right? Which one is it? It's man, just a thing I just thought I would hit on for you guys, and ask you to ask yourself the question, like, who are you? Really, who are you? Number 6, domestic substitute. Are most of your substitutes really a continued excuse that's telling you that you are of no future use in most relationships? Domestic substitute. Are most of your substitutes really a continued excuse that's telling you that you are of no future use in most of your relationships, right? Because if you were of use, you wouldn't take the abuse of being a substitute. If you were of some sort of use, some sort of real use and some sort of value, is the thing, that was, number 7, to the domestic substitute finder and the domestic violence offender, are you known to verbally and physically find and offend relationship partners before finding new substitute partners to verbally and physically offend? To the domestic substance finder and the domestic violence offender, are you known to verbally and physically find and offend relationship partners or mostly relationship partners before finding new substitutes partners to verbally and physically offend, right? What that means is, like, some of us some people seek out people to offend. Some people seek out people to abuse, mentally, physically, verbally, and that's what they do. That's who they are, right? They are broken individuals that find joy and excitement by abusing others, breaking others down mentally, physically, verbally. And after they've done away and broke down most individuals that's in those positions, you'll find, if you pay enough attention to them, they have a cycle and a process of finding new partners to fill the space and new partners to be substitutes to be in the place of maybe the first person that hurt them, the first person they felt deserved to be abused, and the cycle continues. The cycle continues. Number 8, we're going to close this out. It says, domestic substitute. Do you have a history of replacing others and finding substitutes placements, or are you known to be someone else's substitute replacement? Are you known to have a history of replacing others and finding substitute placements or replacements, and are you known to be someone else's replacement? There are times when there's not just the person, the individual, us, that's finding a substitute. there are some people out there that's finding us, even the man, as a substitute. He can only come in when he's called upon. He can't come in when he wants to. He can't just show up when he wants to. He has to be called upon to come through. He has to know, he knows the rules because the rules are laid out in front of him. And sometimes he may not even know the real news. But what happens is he's led into a relationship of lies, but he's not the person. If he really knew what a relationship and a real relationship was, he would know somebody calling him once a month is not a relationship. Something is going on with the time that's lost, the time that he or she may want to see somebody. And so he is most likely a substitute, right? A stand-in somebody, a substitute teacher even, So who are you is the question. All right, that's going to be it for yours truly, the counselor, Mr. James Horton. Thank you for attending my group.